Let's take a look at the evolution of AK bayonets. Original AKs actually didn't have bayonets at first since they were envisioned to replace submachine guns in Soviet doctrine, but once they went full send on AKs, they needed a stabby boy. Enter the first generation for true AK-47s. Basically an afterthought, it used little hooks on the front sight base to lock on. With the AKM, they finally committed to a proper bayonet and came up with the Gen 2, or AKM Type 1. This one is much more utilitarian, though still has flaws like not being idiot-proof and tending to break if the handle is treated like a hammer. This lasted a few years before they really nailed it with the Gen 3 or AKM Type 2. They made millions of these little guys, including notable examples from Yugoslavia and the always trippy Bakelite boys. Finally, they adopted the AK-74 in, you guessed it, 1974. And of course, they had to have a new bayonet. Enter this bad boy, which is basically just a tacticalized version of the Type 2, but hey, it looks really cool. Oh, and of course, the Czechs were doing funky stuff with their not an AK BZ-58 and its bayonet. And the Chinese loved the SKS so much they refused to give it up, married it to an AK, and made the Type 81, which has its own bayonet that doesn't really fit anything else. And that's the quick and dirty on AK and AK adjacent bayonets.